Okay, now here's a good trick I was told by somebody on one of the Facebook news groups, how to find the exhaust pipe leak, and it is leaking, popping and banging. I'll show you what you do. Hang on till I get me. Okay, I've got the glove on. You can see the exhaust pipe there. Put my hand over it. The engine's closed, and you can hear it huffing and puffing down there. Not a big leak. But it's enough. Okay, looking at fixing the exhaust pipe, and I've pretty much determined, I think, that the leak is around this one. Just there, because it's a gap on the other side, but it's that one or that one, and I've got to change them. So that's the rear cylinder. That obviously is the front cylinder. Now you've got to take all the right side fairing off, even though it says in the book you don't have to. Good luck with that one. There's the rear cylinder clamp nut, and there's one underneath it, which I can't get to from here. Well, you can't see it anyway, it's under there. See my finger wriggling there? That's just touching the bolt. Now, a spanner will go in there. I've got to get a universal joint spanner to fit in there. It's a number 12mm. 12mm. It'll fit in there. I don't think I can see up under there. I'll have a look, but I might have to cut that bit out. Nope. And that one there, of course, is up under there. And you can see that one there. That's an easy one to get to. Now I've just got to wait for a few parts to turn up. We're back in the shade and we'll continue on. What I've got to do is take those two pipes off, take the muffler off, which is hanging there, and the strap there. Take those off, take the whole lot off. That in order to get the right side fairing off, you've got to be able to lift the tank, which means taking the two front bolts off. That's only. Now you've got to take that fairing off, that's why, and you've got to take the thing out that holds that side pocket in there, down there, down there. Now to lift that tank, you'll have to loosen that bolt there off, which is the rear secure bolt for the tank. You don't have to lift it off, you just have to lift it slightly. It comes up, and you can get the plastic side of the pocket from underneath that then. It's a bit of a fiddle, but it can be done. Those two pipes, you've got the rear one there. That's loose, of course, now, and the front cylinder, which I've loosened up so I can try and align. This part down here is the collector box, and it's got a bloody great bracket on it, which I can't see any purpose for because it sticks over very close to the tyre, and these don't line up properly. That one's not lining up properly. If that one does, that one doesn't, and it's the rear pipe. The silencer seems to be okay, although the bracket's bent, and that was pushing everything over towards the tyre, which is when I discovered that thing. Okay, that's looking at that. And there's not a lot of gap there, but when I come over here, then you've got that. It doesn't line up there. The pipes are on there. But if I line that hole up, that pushes that practically on the wheel. Okay, so now with the application of the knockometer, I've now got that bracket, if I can see it there, well away from the wheel, and more likely to be where it's holding the thing up. The centre bolt's in, the tubes are in, although I've got to take them out again to put new washers in there. So you can't beat a good knockometer. That was the problem. That bracket there had been bent out of shape. Perfect. Wasn't there before. God knows where it was pointing, but it wasn't there before. Now it is. So I can line it all up, put the gaskets in and put it back together. Okay, now you can see there I've got two exhaust head to pipe gaskets, one slightly smaller, the one I just took out, and one slightly bigger. Now the small one is the rear one, the big one is the front one. Now what happened here, let me get the packet, when they were delivered they were put in the wrong packets. All very nicely delivered, all very nicely part stamped, and in the wrong packets. So the big ones are the front, the small ones are the rear. Now this is the one I've taken out, and you can just see where it was starting to push inside the head, the flange in the head. I didn't have it tightened down, but I had it tightened enough to squish it. So it's probably, as a desperate fix, it might go in the rear one, but that's okay. I've got the right sized washer in the rear one. It was just the front one, so that's obviously no good. I'll keep it as an emergency though, because it'll, in the right hole, it'll flatten the right way. But in the front one, no good. Front one needs big washer. Now, to get it all back together, as you can see, it's all in bits. There's pipes everywhere. Pipes off again. And on here, I'm going to put gun gum, as well as these things, which are very nice, but they obviously don't seal properly. So if I squish gun gum all around them, put them in and put the pipes in them, then we'll have a nice gas tight fit, because it's got to be gas tight. Okay, trap for unwary players. There are two sets of washers, one front, one rear. Don't mix them up.